Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mindy and I have lost over 100 pounds over the last 4-ish years through the help of GLP medications and over the last 4 or so months on my own after quitting GLP meds. A couple weeks ago, I shared with you guys a 2-hour meal prep video where I tried to make 4 recipes in 2 hours. I didn't quite make it, but I did have some fantastic meal prep recipes that I wanted to share with you. I shared the first 2 recipes with you last week. That was the protein pumpkin pancakes and my Greek dense bean salad. But today I'm gonna be showing you a high protein street corn hot honey bowl and some peanut butter oatmeal cookie bars. So I hope you're ready for some good food. Let's get started. These street corn beef bowls are a twist on the hot honey beef bowls that have gone absolutely viral. They're spicy, sweet, savory, crunchy, creamy, every texture that you could possibly want in a deliciously protein-packed, calorie-conscious bowl. This was 260 grams of sweet potatoes. In the future, I will increase the amount of sweet potato and make this 4 portions instead of 3 because it needed more sweet potato. To try and save myself some time and dishes, I threw these together in the air fryer basket. There was regret, but I went ahead and sprayed these with some spray oil, tossed them together to make sure that they were all coated with the oil, and then I added a teaspoon of cornstarch, which I highly recommend this step. It really helps with the crunch. And then just the seasoning of choice. This Kinder's, the blend was on sale at Costco and I have been putting it on everything since I bought it. This is where the regret came in because all of that cornstarch and seasoning fell through those grates, which obviously, Mindy, like logic. Threw that in my air fryer that I preheated to 400 degrees. It said 20 minutes, but mine needed a little bit longer than that. I'm making more than just the taco meat for this recipe. 2 2/3 pounds of ground beef, which ended up being 8 servings. 3 of the servings of this are meant for these street corn beef bowls and the rest I just used for regular tacos. I'm gonna add some taco seasoning. That was a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. And then I added a dash of MSG because MSG is delicious. By that time, my sweet taters were done. Got them out of the air fryer. Set them aside to cool. And then to up the fiber and protein even more, I added in an entire can of refried beans. It makes them very creamy and just the mouthfeel. It's very Taco Bell-esque in terms of the feeling, which may turn some of you off, but I love Taco Bell. It's not Mexican food, don't get me wrong, but it is delicious. And then we're gonna get started on street corn salad. The recipe didn't call for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and roast the sweet corn. I just sprayed a tiny bit of oil and then left them in the pan on like medium-high heat for several minutes so that it could get good and toasty. Ow! Why, corn? Why must you explode? Once it got toasty on that first side, I just went ahead and stirred it up and then turned the heat off and let the residual heat do the rest of the work. That just adds a little bit of texture and a little bit more sweetness to the corn, so highly recommend if you have the time. If not, it'll still be delicious. Don't worry about it. We're gonna add 113 grams of cottage cheese that I blended. You don't have to blend it if you don't want to. I just prefer the texture. 30 grams of light mayo, 23 grams of crumbled cotija cheese, or you can get the pre-grated stuff. Doesn't really matter. 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I like to use fresh. I've had this bottle sitting in my fridge that needs to get used up, so here we are. Some chopped cilantro, just like a couple tablespoons. A sprinkle of tahini, that roasted corn. Stir it all up. I weighed all of the components of this recipe separately so that I knew exactly how much of each made 1 serving, and that just made serving it up throughout the week so much easier. Weigh the entire ingredient, divide it by the number of servings. I take a piece of Scotch tape and put it on the lid and write that single serving size weight. And then I can just use that weight instead of having to pull out my calorie tracking app or whatever. I do recommend crisping up the sweet potatoes in the air fryer. Other than that, just top it with your favorite kinds of taco toppings. Hello friends, this looks absolutely delicious and oh so yummy. I had some extra chipotle honey vinaigrette. That's not a word. Vinaigrette from last week's dense bean salad, and so I poured some of that on top of this because I thought that would be real delicious. But you could just do the hot honey. And then I did some cabbage, avocado, pico de gallo, so many delicious things. And then I had some pickled red onions left from last week as well. It's officially a giant mess of food. Bone apple teeth. That is exactly as delicious as you think it is. I love the sweet potatoes. I love the amount of corn. There's that little bit of sweet heat from the chipotle honey vinaigrette. If you missed that video, definitely check it out. That dense bean salad was fantastic, but that dressing, but of course, if you don't want to make that dressing, you could always just do the hot honey drizzle, like is so popular right now. I'm going to happily devour this as much as I can. And then we're gonna have some cookies with Nikki. We'll see you a little bit later. And finally, the part of meal prep that I look forward to the most, dessert. These peanut butter oatmeal bars aren't quite as high in protein as my usual sweet treats, but with the rest of my meal plan this week, I'm still crushing over 130 grams of protein a day, so it's gonna be just fine. And honestly, this recipe looks so good, I could not wait to give it a try. Let's throw it together. Sticky ingredients like peanut butter and honey are a majority of the reason why I like using scales for baking. I'm gonna use the displacement method. So instead of weighing the ingredients in the bowl, I'm gonna put the peanut butter on the scale, zero it out, and then scoop the peanut butter out until the scale reads negative 224, meaning that I've used 224 grams of peanut butter. I just hate to wash dishes. So, you know, here we are. It is a lot of peanut butter. This is what's taking the place of butter or whatever you would normally put in a cookie. You could probably substitute out some pumpkin in place of the peanut butter to do like a pumpkin peanut butter oat bar. I bet that would be delicious. Then we're gonna do 48 grams of a sugar substitute. I like using monk fruit erythritol blends, and then 48 grams of brown sugar substitute. We're gonna do 2 large eggs, and then I was supposed to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract here, but I forgot, so I end up adding it. I end up adding it at the very end. Don't be like me, do it here. I used a hand mixer just because that just seemed so much easier with all that peanut butter. We're gonna add in our dry ingredients. 80 grams of rolled oats, 64 grams of oat flour. You can blend your own using the rolled oats, but I feel like even with my Vitamix, it doesn't get it as smooth as the stuff that you buy. A teaspoon of baking soda, which I always sift because it inevitably has clumps. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which I think it needed more than that. And then you're gonna do a total of 60 grams of chocolate chips, but we're only gonna stir in 30 grams into the batter. I started with the hand mixer, but it ended up not being ideal. I went ahead and switched to a spatula. That's when I realized I forgot the vanilla, added that in. P.S. You should have already preheated your oven to 350 degrees before we got started. This was the point where I decided to taste the dough, and I realized that it needed some more sweetener. When you're using these 0-calorie sweeteners, I noticed that there's a lot of variation in terms of how sweet they are, so I just taste it and add more until it tastes right to me. Once you get that stirred up, and we're going to prepare an 8x8 pan. You don't have to do the parchment, but it just makes it so much easier. The easiest way I have found to line a pan with parchment is to just crumple it up. Some people will tell you to get it wet. You don't need to do that. Just crumple it up into a ball, undo it, and then press it into the corners. Dump the cookie mixture and just press it into all of the corners. Sprinkle the remaining 30 grams of chocolate chips. I use the Bake Believe sugar-free kind. They have added fiber in them, which is awesome. Just spread those out evenly, push them into the batter, and then you're gonna put them into a 350 degree oven. I did 18 minutes. They were slightly underbaked, but I liked it like that. I warmed them up in the microwave. Towards the end of the week, I had put them in the fridge so they were getting a little bit dry. I sprinkled a little bit of milk on top of them before I threw them in the microwave. Nikki came over this night and we went ahead and tasted them together. So let's go do that. You are too putting your boogers on the microphone.
No, I'm not putting it in my nose.
You think your boogers stay on the inside of your nose? Look, we have cookies. Nikki didn't want a big one. We're gonna taste them. They smell like peanut butter.
Peanut butter, peanut butter.
They're so soft.
Tink.
I like it.
It's doing something to my tongue. That's what she said.
What do you mean it's doing something to your tongue?
I don't know.
It's very peanut buttery. This one's not as low calorie as most of the ones I make because of all the peanut butter. But I like the chewy little oats in there. The oats.
It's very airy. And there's a, and I'm not saying this because it's warm, but there's like a warm taste to it.
Yeah. They're slightly underbaked, but I did that on purpose. I was worried they would get dry because it's oat flour.
I think that's what it is. Like my tongue can, wait, what's the difference between oats and wheat?
Oats ain't got no gluten.
And they're not from the same plant?
They're both grains, but wheat has gluten. That's why it's delicious. Oats have more fiber.
So people who have celiac can have oatmeal.
Yeah. Celiac people could eat these as long as they bought gluten-free oats. The oats themselves are always gluten-free, but sometimes they're processed in facilities that get cross-contamination. So in order for them to be gluten-free oats, they have to be processed in a factory that doesn't have gluten in it.
What if someone comes in and they're made of gluten?
Then they're not a person.
They're a snack.
Well, gluten's delicious. I'm with John Panette. He was talking about eating gluten-free stuff.
May he rest in peace.
He goes, I don't know what gluten is, but they need to put that back in there.
Is he the one that said
Ravioli and a nap.
or Caroline?
That's awesome. These are, yep, I'm a fan.
I would like to say, I'm more of a fan of the middle parts.
Than the edge parts. I'm a fan of both. It's still not as good as those pumpkin muffins. You didn't get any of those, I ate them all.
Freaking rude.
Guys, we're looking at the loading screen for the Roku. There's like all these little Easter eggs for different movies.
I think that little thing over the Roku City is Mary Poppins.
I can't see that. She's too tiny.
That one right there, that's SpongeBob. I think.
He lives in Pineapple Under the Sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I said he lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he?
Yes. Good job.
If nautical nonsense is something you wish, then
Pucker your lips and kiss you a fish. Thank you for trying these lovely peanut butter treats with us. You should make some. They're delicious.
Peanut butter cheese.
Treats, but also I've had peanut butter and cheese together. It's not a delicious combination. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And that's all there is. There ain't no more. The 4 recipes from last week and this week totaled more than 130 grams of protein a day. So I hope that you're gonna be giving them all a try. They were absolutely delicious. I'm currently in California as you guys are watching this video, so I'll be back soon with some more lovely weight loss content. I hope you'd enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.